What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, you guys? What's going on? What's going on? What is happening? Okay. Um, I literally just came back from work. Actually, today was a really good day, and this week has actually started off kind of good. Like, I'm rested. Usually, I get up on here. Girl, I'm so goddamn tired. I feel so good today. I don't know what it is, but and it's been raining for the past 3 days. Was it raining Monday? I think it probably did rain Monday after I came back from the doctor's. And then it probably rained yesterday. And then I know for sure it rained today. And so, it is what it is. And speaking of rain, did them people get the tsunami? Let me look that up. Let me look this up right quick. Tsunami, Hawaii. It happened? Okay, so no, they lifted. Okay. Okay. Wait, let me read what it says. I don't want to subscribe. Tsunami evacuation orders lifted in Hawaii. Threat to West Coast eases. Okay, so everybody cool. So basically, I think an earthquake or something happened out there up in Russia. After a historically powerful earthquake that struck off Russia's coastline, evacuation orders and advisory in Hawaii were later lifted, and the beaches in Los Angeles County was reopened. Because, girl, they had out there that y'all was finna go through some things. It went from a tsunami warning to a tsunami advisory. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening? What is happening? On the West Coast, California, y'all finna be divulged. What's happening? But the people was on TikTok last night, early this morning. They was just filming everything that was going on. I mean, it was so many lives of people going live on TikTok, showing the ocean. And ain't nothing happened. I mean, people were sitting right there at the line. I said, now, if something happened, y'all didn't see the movie Impossible? That is a movie that I cannot watch past when the actual tsunami hit. Because everything after that, I don't got time to be crying like that, okay? That shit was so goddamn chaotic. And then knowing that it actually happened. And then National Geographic, if you got Disney Plus, the app, they do got the Nat Geo channel on there. And they do have the whole docuseries that they did recently about that tsunami that hit over there in South Asia and all this stuff. Girl, it was a lot. It was a lot with the footage and everything. Also, and I know I keep bringing this up, okay? Because I just watched it. Y'all know I give y'all a good documentary. Hurricane Katrina. There is also on the Nat Geo channel. I did not know that it came on. I didn't know that it came on TV, but it's also on the actual app. And this is about to be the 20-year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. And it's like I think a 4 or 5 part episode docuseries that basically went through everything from beginning to end. And it was directed or produced by Ryan Coogler. And when I tell you it was so good, and I was so pissed off. Each episode probably like 40 minutes or 41, 42 minutes or whatever. But my goodness, the way they put up in there how the media was literally twisting things to make it seem like black folks, especially, just openly and just, without no proof of anything, calling them thugs and all of this stuff, and not giving grace to the looters. And I'm not even finna call them looters, because if you have survived something that a few people, in that whole city did not survive, and now you lost your home, you don't know when your next meal is coming, you don't have anything to drink, you are in dirty clothes, You're in unsanitary condition. You are in dire conditions. You don't know what's going on. You don't know when you're going to get help and all of that. And you got the nerve to call these people looters because they going into the Circle K, they going into the Piggly Wiggly, getting some clothes, getting some shoes, getting some food because the government assistance and FEMA ain't doing shit for them. And you put that out there on the news and make them seem so bad. And then it got to the other parishes in Louisiana and other cities in Louisiana where they was trying to go. And now you putting it out there that, oh, supposedly people was being snipers and, you know, they was out here murdering people and doing this to people and all this stuff. So now you done amped up the racism, okay? So you got other races just willingly taking up arms and shooting black folk. Oh my God, girl, it pissed me off so bad. It made me mad so bad. And then there's one lady that's on there who had the beauty salon. Her story, I could just feel how pissed off she was. I could just really feel how pissed off she was because she's like, when the storm hit, her house didn't get messed up like that. So why is the National Guards and them, they coming to my door, knocking on it, bamming on it, and demanding that we get the hell up out of there? She like, what the fuck? And I was like, that's so messed up. And the way that they had the National Guards, the way that they was treating them and having to pat them down and... it was way worse than I thought it was, okay? And I already knew that it was worse. I already knew it was bad, but oh my God, it's called, what is it called? Hurricane Katrina, the storm, the race against time or something like that. It's really good. It's gonna piss you off, girl. It's gonna piss you off when you see how the dude that was the director, I think his name was John Brown, you got all these people that are hungry. And you are pausing your efforts to do whatever the hell it is that you wasn't doing, that you were supposed to be doing, so that you can go eat at the restaurants while these people up here starving. Oh my God, when I seen that, I said, oh no, baby. Oh no. But yeah, it's called Hurricane Katrina, Race Against Time, I believe. Yeah, Race Against Time. It's the Nat Geo, and if, like I said, if you have the Disney Plus app, it's on there. Girl, yeah, y'all know I love me a good documentary or a good docuseries, okay? And that's just what it is. Also, another good docuseries, it was this one on Netflix about the lady that went missing on the cruise ship. I know a few of y'all probably seen that. Why is it that ever since me and my sister, or mostly my sister, been talking about going back on some cruise, at this point, I believe she addicted, and mostly because the casino. And I was like, girl, get the fuck. But, you know, she want to do another cruise. Okay, mind you. I said, all right. As soon as she go on her cruise, that docuseries come out about that lady that went missing on the cruise ship and nobody could find her. I said that lady was sex trafficked. That's all that it was, okay? That's all that it was. And that's why you couldn't find her. If she not dead now, you know, she sex trafficked. But it was good. It was good. And I really hated the way that they was acting, the people on the cruise. It was really crazy. Like, y'all don't have no urgency about your people and your customers and all of this stuff and follow the rules or whatever. It's one thing. Go back to the Katrina and Doc. I'm sorry to start it off like this, but, you know, when it's on my mind, I got to talk about it. It's one particular scene with one lady on there. She got the beautiful hair. And she was talking about how when they finally got rescued, it was a baby in the water, and they would not stop to get the baby out the water because the baby was already deceased. And the man said, "We are here to save the living and not worry about the deceased." Y'all already know I was up in his bitch crying. Just crying. Also, let me tell y'all what I did. I messed myself up so bad. Y'all drink the cut waters. Who decided to make the cut waters? Okay? Who decided to make that little can of all that goddamn alcohol? Now listen. I don't drink often, right? But when I drink, I go ahead and drink. And for the past couple of days, I had made a couple of drinks. I really did. And I took it upon myself to do something stupid. The other day, well, Monday, I had the Long Island cut water. Now, baby, when I first opened that one the first time that I had it, I was like, sometimes people don't get it right with the Long Islands, and I hate a weak-ass Long Island. And if you know me, Long Islands is my drink, okay? That's my, girl, that's my drink of choice, okay? I took a sip of that shit, and it hit me, on mine when they be like, it hit me all the way back there. It hit me all the way back there. I said, God damn. Okay, it was really nice. And then I mixed that with some Sir Davis. Why would I do that? Oh, yeah, I was on my ass. And then the other day, I had a different kind. It was the rum, tiki, what is it? Mai Tai, whatever. Now, that shit tastes like grape juice. Tastes like fruit juice or grape juice. So, you know me. I'm like, oh, this ain't nothing. Drink another one. Oh, well, let me sit my ass down. Okay? I just be up in this bitch doing stuff. Just be doing stuff. Am I doing something today? Absolutely not. I need my break. I don't know how y'all be doing that shit every goddamn day. Okay? Every day? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Being on my ass a couple of times is that's the limit. 2 is the limit. Okay? But anyway, I hope y'all have been having a wonderful week too. Okay? If it's your birthday, happy birthday. If I was about to say if you graduated, ain't no graduations happening, but y'all about to go back to school. So I hope y'all got y'all school supplies. Baby, it's been this whole talk about the peoples not wanting to buy school supplies for their kids, wanting to share school supplies. I'm sitting here like, what is with these new age kids and these new age parents or whatever? When we went to school, they sent out a list of the supplies that the kids supposed to have individually, okay? And that's what you had. So I seen on some videos where, especially this one video where this one was talking about how she not buying supplies for her kids because they supposed to have it at school or you supposed to shit. I'm like, what? If I'm sorry, I'm the type of person that'll say don't lend out your stuff to nobody. I know some people really need it, and that's why, in some classrooms and with some teachers, it's okay to ask for extra supplies or whatever. But I feel like if you deliberately, on purpose, especially if you can afford to, sending your kids to school without any supplies and you doing that shit on purpose because of what? These kids, these teachers in these schools are going through it as it is, especially if they're public schools, okay? 9 out of 10, they ain't even got the books that's up to date. The teachers are the one that's buying all of these goddamn supplies, and you deliberately, even when you know that you can get it, you deliberately coming on the TV and coming on camera saying, oh, I ain't finna buy no supplies for my kids. Baby, when I was going to school, we got a note every goddamn time. They sent a note in the mail or with us the day we went up to the school so we could get our schedule, okay? And it always told us exactly what we needed. They didn't provide that shit for us, okay? They didn't. We had to buy that shit ourselves. Number 2 pencils, protractor, a compass, the calculator, bitch. Y'all remember the TI-81 calculators? It was TI-81, TI-83. We had to buy them, and them hoes was expensive back in the day. It was like at least $100 or $100 plus. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling. Let me look up how. We used to play games on them. How much is a TI? Now that ain't how you spell it. TI 83 com. Oh, they cheap now? Bitch, they cheap now. Okay, what the fuck? A TI 83 plus? Black? A TI 84? All these bitches that went down. Back in the day, girl, when I was growing up, them hoes cost a lot of goddamn money, okay? But, yeah, we had to have notebooks, pencil case, pencil sharpener, glue, all of that stuff. We had to have all that. All packs of crayons. Yes, the teachers did have some extra stuff for the kids that didn't have anything or whatever, but you know what you're supposed to get your kid. I think it's really selfish to do some stuff like that if you know that you can afford to do stuff, okay? Because you just don't want to, girl, get the hell up out of here. But shout out to all the parents that's getting their kids together. Y'all need some help. We need to all come together as a village, okay? It takes a village. But anyway, let's get into the video. For real, for real. Cowboy Carter is over. And all I have to say to that is, it ain't over till the fat lady singing. Bitch, I ain't sang yet, okay? So, you know what? That's cute or whatever. I can't believe that I actually stayed up to see them last two Vegas shows. Because let me be real honest with you. Yeah, I'm a stand. I can fully stand in my standum these days. Back in the day, it was very hard for me to call myself a stand, okay? But, because y'all used to do a lot. Stands come with a very negative connotation. But then you grow up and you realize you got some ones that's, they in touch with reality. And then you got some that's just delusional as all hell, okay? I'm not that one, so I'm okay with it. And you got some people who actually sat up and watched the lives for this goddamn concert, each and every show that came on. Was that me? Absolutely the fuck not. Okay, I had shit to do. I didn't watch the LA when it first started because that shit started so late, and I had to go to work in the morning. What the hell I look like? Okay, I watched an Atlanta show. I watched Atlanta Night 3 for sure. And I probably watched another one. And that was it at the time. So when the last tour dates happened in Vegas, I watched those two back to back. Mind you, I was messed up because I had to go to work those 2 days. Yeah, I sacrificed. It is what it is. Because I really thought something was going to happen, especially on Vegas Night 1. You know what I'm saying? I really thought Miss Gurley was going to drop something. Not necessarily drop something, but drop a date. Because I wasn't expecting the project to actually drop that day, Act 3 or whatever. Mama said, no, that's all right. I'm going to give y'all a little break. I'm going to need a little break. And I said, that's fine. Jay-Z came out. I said, oh, okay. Jay-Z came out night 2. Because night 1, y'all ain't get shit. I feel sorry for anybody that went to night 1. Okay? I tuned in to night 1. I was like, oh, this cute or whatever. That's it. Bitch, that's it. And let me tell you something. What the fuck was up with the Vegas crowd? Girl, y'all was supposed to go out with a bang. Y'all just said, you know what? Atlanta, y'all got it. Because that night 1, I don't know what the fuck was happening. Okay? That crowd really wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? Night 2, though. Jay-Z popped up, did Niggas in Paris. I said, but you in Vegas. Oh, okay, semantics. And then all of a sudden we thinking that, right when it get to the ballroom part, after she do, I'm KZ and, Alien Superstar, we get to the ballroom part or whatever. And we don't hear that. We hear energy. The melody in the song for energy minus the words, the instrumental. And then all of a sudden you hear independent women being mixed in with it, mashed up with it. And I said, excuse me, what the fuck is that? And then I hear Child of Destiny. I said, I know the fuck not. And them hoes came up after. I was happy. I said, oh my God, bitch. I was up here screaming and shit like that. I said, oh my God, because everybody looks so good. And, the people been wanting this or whatever. And I'm like, y'all need to cherish this because y'all ain't getting no goddamn album. You're not getting no concert. It's just not going to happen. I know some people were saying Act 3 needs to be a Destiny Child album. It's not going to happen. Michelle is in the process of working on her gospel album. This was a favor. Michelle is working on her gospel album, and Michelle is doing Still on Broadway for Death Becomes Her. Okay? So, y'all can name on that one. Right? But it was really nice to see the girls together. You could just tell, like, Beyonce was really in her element, and she was really feeling it. and you could tell that she was happy that the girls was up there. I do love that bond, and it was a wonderful moment. Amazing woman. It gagged the fuck out of me. And that was it. And we ain't heard shit else from the bitch. Besides the t-shirts. You know, she finally gave Chicago an actual t-shirt that was decent enough. Did I buy it? I did. Then she did the what is it? The Destiny Child Legacy t-shirt. Did I buy one? I did. Fuck, man. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is, bitch. You know. Am I finna chill now? You know what? You damn right. You damn right. Okay? Back to fucking reality. It is what it is. So, congrats to everybody. You know? Moving on from that. With all of that goodness, we get news that Hulk Hogan passed away. Womp, 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 womp. You know what? We should have mocked death. Okay? We should have mocked death. Because it can happen to anybody at any time, at any given moment, for any reason. You could be the healthiest person, and all of a sudden, a fucking blood clot or an aneurysm can take your ass out of here. Really. For real, for real. Okay? That doesn't mean we gotta feel sad about it or bad about it. That's just what it is. This man passed away literally right after I did What It Is last week. He passed away. 71 years old, I believe, and it was a heart attack. And what I feel like what was going on, because I don't know what was happening with this man and his health, but you know what? I'm one of those people, because you know what I said? I always like a good documentary or a good docuseries. So I watch Vice channel, and they have this series called The Dark Side of the Ring. And they just be dedicating each episode to different wrestlers and things like that. And I also watched a documentary about Vince McMahon and the WWE that was on Netflix. Yeah. Okay. And you learn a lot. So for people to say, especially these grown people that act like they're very much fans of this person, and you know, you got a certain platform and you put up things honoring a person. Okay, if that's what you want to do, that means that you, to a lot of people, when you do things of that such, it means that, oh, you are here for the negative, the problematic, and the racist, and all of the other disgusting things that this person has done. And don't say, when you get called out about it and you push back on it, and then when the backlash gets so big, then all of a sudden you put a response out and say, oh my God, I did not know that this was happening and this happened and I did my research today. But you're a fan. I'm not a fan and I know all this shit. Bitch, if I'm seeing everybody say, oh, this person is this person is that, girl, I'm going to go Google. But I already knew a lot of this shit. But like I said, I look at stuff, okay, regardless, even if it ain't got nothing to do with me, or I don't like the stuff, or you wouldn't think. I just like to be well versed in things, okay? So I don't keep in just black people shit. I mean everybody's shit. So I know a lot of stuff, okay? And I feel like everybody needs to do that. Everybody needs to be well versed, okay? So can't nobody hit you with this and you be like, no, bitch, I know about this too, okay? You can't get me on that because I know about that too, you know? So he passed away, and I know it was this big old thing where he used to lie about doing steroids. Bitch, damn near all them goddamn wrestlers did steroids, okay? And then, you know, it was this thing saying that at one point they was like, I don't know if it was a few months ago, they were saying that he was on his deathbed, but they denied that or whatever. And then, you know, they're saying that he was having some health problems all of a sudden. Because last time I seen the man was when he was at the RNC convention doing all of that stuff and make America great again, all of that shit, right? And I did see a few pictures after that, and he just looked so red. He looked redder than usual, and I was just like, oh my God, are you about to pop? What's going on? And I just knew right then and there it wasn't healthy. Okay. I don't know, you know, heart attack, it makes me feel like, you know, years of steroid use and probably other things that he probably was done just probably caught up with him. And that could have happened or whatever. I have no idea. But I know one of the recent things that came out. No, let me take that back. The recent time I seen him was when his ex-wife came out basically talking about how Brooke cut her off, cut him off, all of that stuff, whatever. And then he responded with his new wife for almost 2 years. And younger new wife of almost 2 years, and basically was like nah, boo 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 boo. Oh, okay. And I was like, laughing at the ex-wife. I said, damn, that's kind of fucked up, but okay, y'all got that type of dynamic going on. Y'all can't stand each other, so I guess. But I ain't thinking nothing of it. Mind you, that was earlier this year. That's probably was like a couple months ago. And then he passed away. And then they talk about Brooke and all this stuff, and people, you can't get upset at people's opinion, because just because you like somebody don't mean that the other people might like them, okay? And you have to be prepared, for people to say negative things about a person that you like. And that's just how it goes. I'm not going to get upset if somebody say, oh, I can't fuck with this bitch, or I don't like this person, or whatever. I'm going to just keep on scrolling, okay? Because it's no reason and no point to go back and forth with a person, because that's their opinion. I'm not finna change it, and I'm not finna get my blood pressure up, especially when it's over somebody that I don't know personally. You know what I'm saying? So if I knew you personally, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to go there with you. But if I didn't, that's your opinion. Do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, this was my person. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is, right? So when Hulk Hogan passed away, a whole bunch of negativity was coming. Not too many people that I seen was having sympathy or empathy with the fact that he passed away. And it's because of his storied history of being a raging racist. That's just really what it is, okay? And again, I know it's probably going to be a couple of people that actually watch me and, probably was like, I don't give a fuck what he did. I'm still a fan of him. That's fine. I mean, I got somebody that, go up for Trey Songz and Chris Brown so bad. And I was shocked. I said, oh, so because they don't get a fair shake. I said, child, please. Anyway, but, and if that's the case, that's the case. That's fine. You do what you got to do. But, a lot of people just can't put aside the racism sometimes. And this is what people need to understand when it comes to your legacy. Okay, when you get into fields and you do things, and you as a person, you have to think about the actions that you take, the path that you take, because you don't want something to happen to you and then the people around you remember you in such a negative light. You know what I'm saying? That's really messed up. All right, and you see that Hulk Hogan really wasn't a bad person. And I ain't even gonna lie. I did, I knew who Hulk Hogan was back in the day. I used to see him wrestle, Was he on WWE? He was on WWE. I think, back at one point in time, I think all of us watch wrestling. We all know a lot about these wrestlers. We know them by name. Baby, I will never forget the shit that happened with Chris Benoit. What? That shit? Whoa, blew the fuck out of me. And it blew everybody, because we was not expecting that. Steroids, okay? Took out his whole family and himself. Yeah, that type of stuff. That's like honoring somebody that did some shit like that, okay? We don't honor that. And so, you used to like somebody, or you used to be okay with somebody, that it was a shtick that they do in the wrestling world, and then you find out that, oh no, they're actually a terrible person. And that's what Hulk Hogan was. And these are the facts of the reason why we say that he was a terrible person. Put aside the fact that, he got caught basically saying that he don't want his daughter dating any N-words with the hard ER, only if they got $1 million or something like that. Oh, okay. And, the whole situation, I know y'all remember when he got, that sex tape got released by Gawker of him having sex with his friend's wife. Yes. But, you know, he may have lost a friend. He may have bust a few nuts in that lady. Shouldn't have said it like that, but that's just what it is. He may have got embarrassed by a sex tape being put out that he probably didn't want to be put out. But you know what? He kind of did win in the end because Gawker is no longer here. He sued their ass and then he got millions of dollars from that shit. I said, God damn. Well, plus for you on that one. Okay. So that wound up happening, right? You know, I think it probably was another incident where it came out that he was a raging racist, okay? And then you go back and you look at these documentaries and all these other things, like a lot of these wrestlers didn't have good things to say about it. I remember looking at the WWE documentary with Vince McMahon on Netflix and talking about how basically this motherfucker stopped them from unionizing. He snitched on them. They was trying to get together to do union for the wrestlers, and he wound up snitching on them to Vince McMahon. Little bitch. I said, oh my God. Such a Republican. And then let's get into the recent times of him being down at the RNC and then threatening Kamala Harris and everything. I was just like, what the fuck? It was just a lie. It was just a lie. You know what I'm saying? He was a terrible person. Wasn't nothing good about it. Your own daughter didn't even talk to you. Now, she did put out a little post and, you know, said that they was okay, but they said that she removed herself from his will a long time ago, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And my thing to that is you got to be, like I said, you want your legacy protected. You have to be a good person through and through, okay? Through and through. Then you got people like the Joey Swole guy, who be the white guy who gets in his car, sets up his camera, and he like to critique certain gym behaviors of people and call them out and say what you shouldn't do and what you should do and all that stuff and woo. I never followed him. I never got his hype. I never trusted him because we never really saw him without that baseball cap. And then to find out that he was bald-headed underneath that, it just didn't look right. I see why he had that baseball cap on. But the thing of it is, people were saying, you know, okay, he put his platform up basically trying to hold people accountable for their behaviors, their messed up behaviors or whatever, trying to perceive himself as this good guy and all of that. And actually, he's really not. And a lot of people had already saw through all of this. I said, well, shit. Well, no wonder. I'm glad I never followed. And so, you know, it comes out, he put up a post about Hulk Hogan. You know, he was dressed up as Hulk Hogan in the gym and all this stuff or whatever. Okay, cool. And again, people going to have their opinions. And if you didn't want anybody to have their opinions about it, whether it's positive or negative, don't post it on a social network that's public. You know what I'm saying? You could have sent that to the you know, your friends or whatever, but you wanted it to be public. So therefore, you should have been aware that there's going to be good and bad. Okay? And so when that wound up happening, he was getting influxed with a whole bunch of bad backlash and all of this stuff. And, you know, he got in his feelings about it. And he went on live and all this stuff and basically said, fuck y'all. And if you got some, you can't, I'm a fan of him. You mad because I dressed up as him for him at Halloween and, you know, all of this stuff, whatever. And I posted the video. And what about all the other colored athletes? Bitch, when he said that part, I said, ho. Or talk about the black athletes or the colored athletes and the black people that put the post up and whatever about him. Baby, they attacking him too. Okay, they calling him out too. You know what I'm saying? But again, it is what it is. Okay, I feel how I feel. They feel how they feel. When you get up here and you try to defend yourself by doubling down on some bullshit instead of just listening to what the people say and be like, well, I hear you and I can still look past it. Okay. That means that I need to leave you the fuck alone. Because that's the type of person you are. I don't deal with that, right? And everybody has the right to feel that way or feel differently. You know what I'm saying? But for you to say in 2025, colored athlete, colored to describe a person in 2025, and then You come back after that backlash happened, and now all of a sudden you want to apologize and say, I had no idea that this man that I admire so much was such a terrible person, and all of the stuff that he did, because in his life he said it's supposed to be mistakes and stuff that he made, and he thinks that he did 20 years ago. No, this shit was damn near recent. Okay, a lot of stuff was going on was damn near recent, and you put your shit out there and your slip was showing all the way. And so you put out this apology which nobody bought, because again, it took you till that moment to realize the type of person that this man was, but you were a fan of his, so you would have known. If you're a true fan, you know shit. Because I know how my people is that I'm fans of, okay? Because I gotta know. Because if you want some bullshit, baby, I can't get down like that. And so you do that, I'm just like, oh, okay, we already get what it is. You put this out here because you started probably losing followers, and it probably was affecting your business, and 9 out of 10 some brand deals probably was getting taken back from you. Probably not from you supporting Hope, but mostly because you said that colored like that. You know what I'm saying? That's some racist talk without saying the ER. Okay, that's just really what it was, because that's literally how he said it. And then I seen a post the other day. He basically said he finna get off of social media because when he needs some trouble, when people in trouble, whatever, they need help, I'm always there for them. But when I make one mistake and I need help and all this stuff, I said, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Now you want to be a victim? Get out of here. Then you got Michael Rappaport. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. What we're not gonna do is say anything disrespectful about the Hulkster. Okay? This was this and this is that. I said, what the hell? Then he come back with a video talking about well, my bad. I didn't even know that he had all of this stuff going on. Mind you, I'm not really that big of a fan of his. I don't know, either he not a fan like that, but you just got up there and you said ain't nobody finna disrespect the Hulkster. What? But you not a fan? I said, oh my God, people are showing their asses, okay? People are showing their asses, and I cannot stand Michael Rappaport. Is he still married to his black wife? Baby, how are you putting up with that? How are you putting up with that? In general, how are you putting up with that? And I don't say that about nobody like that. I can't stand that man. Woo, he just, oh my God. You remember how on the X-Men movie, when that dude that was going against the mutants, and he got off, and they did what they did to him, and he got on that beach, and he basically melted into some blob and slob and all this shit. That's how Michael Rappaport looked to me. He looked like he melted and shit, okay? Just looked like a big ball of slop, okay? But yeah, that was the mess that was going on with Hulk Hogan. Girl, who would have thought somebody damn would cause all of this conversation? Meanwhile, we get over here to Andy Byron. Let's give a little update. Now, allegedly, rumor has it, Mr. Andy, who is now the former CEO of Astronomer, did y'all see that ad that they put out with Gwyneth Paltrow? And if anybody don't know, the lead of the group Coldplay, Chris Martin, his ex-wife is Gwyneth Paltrow. I want to know what happened between her and Beyonce, because they all was friends, and they all still friends with Chris Martin, but they ain't friends with Gwyneth. What the fuck happened? That's crazy. But anyway, so yeah, they put that little ad out. That was cute. I ain't even gonna lie, they did that with that. But now they saying allegedly that dude want to sue Coldplay. You suing Coldplay for what? Mind you, from what I'm hearing, the people said that they already knew, and they had already put it out there that they're going to have that camera out there in the audience, and it's the possibility you can get caught on there. So what are you suing for? Instead of just taking accountability for cheating on your wife and getting caught so publicly doing so, you want to sue? Oh, you're not a victim, baby. You're not going to get anything, okay? Take that L and go away. Moving on from that, Mia and Bobby Valentino. Slow down. Okay, what the fuck was that? And let me tell you something. Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right. Because some of the comments that I have been seeing, especially after they posted that picture, or Mia posted that picture, or pictures of them two together, y'all are not right in the comments that y'all have been saying. And I'm talking about Mia Thornton, from formerly of Real Housewives of Potomac, okay? Baby, the things that y'all have been saying about her to make it seem like, well, this is typical, because, I mean, that's wrong. Y'all know that's kind of like transphobia. I just want y'all to know that that's a little transphobic, trying to say that. But again, my thought is, I didn't even think about the fact that Bobby Valentino had that situation going on with the girl that tried to expose him of liking trans women or whatever, allegedly. My thing of it is, I just never thought that Mia would be with a Bobby Valentino. Granted, she was with Ink, and he a little shorty too. So now you get with Bobby Valentino, who definitely is a little shorty. Like, it's just so, she just be doing anything at this point. She is down there in Atlanta just wilding. Just wilding. And Grant, are they really together? And speaking of being together, Karrueche and Deion Sanders. What the fuck is that? I need somebody to explain that to me, okay? I mean, it is what it is. I don't care neither way. But, it was just really shocking because, baby, that's something that I never thought was going to happen. Well, it wasn't even thought about. I just never thought to put those two together. Mind you, I've been seeing Karrueche for the past couple of weeks or so because she's been on The Shot. She's been on the last few episodes of The Shot, right? Okay, cool. We acting, get our little gigs and shit. I'm all the way here for it. I ain't got no problem with Karrueche. Karrueche. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit, right? But then it was a press conference that was supposed to come out. They put this news out that Deion Sanders was having his health, this press conference the next day or whatever, talking about his health, you know what I'm saying? Because he has been going through some things medical-wise, right? Okay. And then they do the press conference, and basically what we found out is that they have found a tumor on his bladder, and it was cancerous, right? And so that's what he was having issues with. He wound up having surgery to remove the tumor. I don't know if they removed the actual bladder. Can you live without a bladder? You'll probably be pissing out a bag, colostomy bag or something like that, right? Right? Let me look that up. Can you live without a bladder? Yes, it's possible to live without a cystectomy. After a cystectomy, a new way to collect and expel urine. Y'all like the way I said that? Urine. No, it's urine. Okay. It's created. This can be done through a small tube that's inserted into the abdomen, allowing the urine to join into a bag worn externally. A new bladder that is constructed from a piece of intestine, and this allowed the urine to be stored and expelled in a similar way to the original. So basically, yeah. Okay. A urostomy. Because I know we've been seeing videos and pictures of him. He's the blood is draining and shit in the bag. Oh my God, it's just a lot. It's just like, I feel for anybody that got to go to surgery. You got to go through all of that shit. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm glad that they got it. And they said that it's cured. He's cured from it. They got it. Now, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if they took the bladder out or if it's still in there and they just took the tumor off of it and it wasn't that bad for them to have to take the blood out. I don't know that, but he was going through it. Now, the part that gagged a lot of people, and me included, was when they put up the video of him in the hospital going through the medical stuff, and the person that we see in the video is Karrueche, and look like she been crying and all that shit, talking about it in the room with him. What? Huh? How? I was so confused. Then you had people saying, oh my God, wait a minute, I thought him and Roxy Diaz was going together. No. I don't know if they had anything in the past, but I do know they had a Tubi talk show that they were co-hosting on. It's like I said, it's on Tubi, right? They talk to different people, different celebrities or whatever. Never watched it, but I've seen it pop up on Tubi and all that stuff. So I know they had like a professional relationship. I don't know if it was personal, but people saying that she's already in a relationship with somebody else, and she's been in a relationship with them for the past few years or whatever. Okay, fine. But Karrueche and Deion Sanders, I never would have thought to put them together. And honestly, truthfully, neither one of them has said that they're in a relationship. It's just that people was just shocked because, like I said, Karrueche was in the video. She was talking about the whole thing. So she was actually there throughout the process of him going through this cancer journey, obviously. And it looked like she was crying. Or she had just stopped crying or whatever. Face was puffy. You could hear it in her voice. So it felt very intimate. Now, girl, bitch, I ain't got no problem, okay? And I know you see people that were saying, y'all can't pick and choose this selective outrage of how you gonna be mad at something like be mad at Drea, but then be okay with, Deion Sanders and Karrueche. Bitch, y'all be acting real dumb when it comes to these age gap relationships or when it comes to certain things, and y'all be trying to compare apples to oranges, okay? Karrueche is 37 years old. That lady is almost 40. Deion Sanders is 57 years old. Yes, he is 20 years older than her, but at the same time, she's a full-grown adult. Bitch is almost 40 years old. She's closer to his age in that gap type of situation when you look at it than being 23 and 40, okay? Or getting with somebody before their frontal lobe has developed. Are y'all really stupid and y'all really trying to compare that? You got Drea putting up videos like, Drea, I'm going to need you to stop. Because it's like you're welcoming and you're inviting the attention. And then when people keep on commenting on your relationship, granted, be proud, I guess. Because, you got the baby, you got the check and all of that stuff. You said fuck it. So what if my baby daddy is the same age as my firstborn son? So what? It's not weird to me. I'm the one that got to deal with it, not you, but you keep forcing it and put it in our face. And you can't get upset when people are commenting on it. Just like you responded to Bougie Brown Skin, that video that they posted on the Neighborhood Talk. Mind you, I follow him and I had seen the video early. And then they put it on Neighborhood Talk. I said, bitch, you tried to come and try to basically compare ageism to homophobia and all that shit to discriminate. And I said, what, bitch? They was tearing her ass up in the comments because, again, no. And now I see why you with him. Because y'all both dumb. You got to tell this man about driver's license, about fucking Destiny Child. You're like his mother when you do these videos. That's what it comes off as. Karrueche just looks young, okay? But she gives grown. But she's 37 years old. She's actually lived. That little boy ain't lived yet. Anyway, I was just like, oh my God. Baby, is they together or not? Or is they just friends? What the fuck? What the fuck? That is so... I was like, bitch, for real? And speaking of relationships, y'all look at Love Island, right? This has been all on the timeline for the past few days, probably since Sunday or whatever. It's now Wednesday. I first started looking at Love Island this season 7. Honestly, as I said before, I really don't think I'm probably going to watch again. It's just too much. It's too... I can understand being stans and being fans of people who actually do something like talent-wise, like you got a singer, a athlete, or something like that, an actor and all that stuff. But being stans and uber fans of random people that they get to put on a reality show for dating that does what? Literally, all you're doing is just kissing. And I supposed to go up so hard for you? I'm so confused by the stand-up of all of this. The fans, I'm confused at, okay? I just never, it's just not my cup of tea. Maybe I'm just grown. But no shade to anybody else that, go that hard, but I just would never understand it. So I guess apparently there was a couple that was a popular couple from season 6. Never saw season 6, don't know these people at all. But I come to know them. And I just want to give my 2 cents about this whole situation. The girl, black, beautiful girl, dark skin, black American, I believe, right? Dark skin, beautiful. Her name's Janae, right? And she's with this Dominican. And see, Dominican American, they say he's from the Bronx, so I'm going to say Dominican American. Kenny, okay, little light skin. That's just what it is, right? And so they've been together almost a year. They was together this past Sunday at, of all people, David Dobrik's. Or is his name Dobrik? Either fucking way. They said that they was at his birthday party or his event or something like that. And I said, of all fucking people, him? Why the fuck are y'all there? He's so goddamn problematic. What the hell? Now listen, I don't watch that many white, YouTubers. It's just not my cup of tea. Nothing against them. The shit that they be talking about, I just don't really be into it. But I get the ones that really, okay? But he's never been one that I watch, right? But I know of the controversy. See, this is what I'm talking about earlier when I say you got to be well-versed, all right? I dibble and dabble and shit so I can know what I'm talking about. So when I hear these names, I'm like, oh, I'm not lost. So, bitch, I know of the controversies that he had, okay? So why the fuck are y'all over there and y'all mingling with his shit, right? I was confused by that. That was one that made me go, I don't give a fuck. Then it comes out, she unfollows him. How the fuck y'all be knowing that these people unfollow somebody that quick? Why are y'all searching people to... That be getting me. I be like, how the fuck, is y'all sitting there each and every day just refreshing to see if this person is following or not? Like, I'll be so confused when y'all do that. And what make y'all do that? Like, y'all just get a hunch and be like, oh, let me see if this person is still following this person. But anyway, they realized that she wasn't following him. And then I guess all of a sudden the crews, they were still following him, whoever was in their crew. And then next thing you know, the men start unfollowing and the women start unfollowing. Peacock start unfollowing. Ariana start unfollowing everybody. And I was like, what the fuck happened? So basically they broke up. People was like, oh, he probably was cheating. And there was a rumor said that he had the side chick at the party and all this stuff, whatever. And all this other stuff. And then Janae had to come out and say, absolutely not. But it's way worse than what y'all think, okay? Then he want to come out and try to say, oh, basically, he just was reflecting and it's been a hard time and he wished Janae well. And once you realize that a relationship ain't going to be what it is and it's very hard to come to terms with. I was like, that feels like bullshit. Until she came out and said, nigga, shut the fuck up, okay? You don't want me to put your shit out there right about now. I said, put this shit out there. I mean, since y'all talking, like, put the shit out there. That's what the fuck we want to know now. I'm invested. What the fuck is going on? Y'all done put me up in it and then tell me. Then you got the friends coming out and all this stuff. And then it wasn't until the friends started saying he's a narcissist, he's a racist, he's a clout chaser, he's a scammer, and all of this shit. I said, well, good goddamn. And then it was rumors. I don't know if they confirmed this, but basically said his group chat had got leaked. And in the group chat with his actual friends that probably were friends before the show, he basically was calling the girl racist names or allowing his friends to call her racist names or both. And basically that he was with this girl that he did not like that for almost a year, just so he can get fame and attention, probably get a little bit of money out of it and all this stuff, but he really didn't want her. And he really don't like black women like that. Black people, black women, whichever ones. Mind you, I'm sitting here like, well, damn, that's kind of, no, it ain't kind of fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, and that's not borderline psychotic. That's very psychotic, and that's very dangerous. That you would be out here pretending to like and love a person, just so that you can get attention, clout, probably brand deals, and all of this other stuff that you probably seeking or whatever off of it. That is very dangerous to me, okay? Because a person like that cannot be trusted, and ain't no telling what the fuck they will do and the limits they will go, okay, to satisfy their own needs, right? They the type of bitch that'll step on a person's shoulder and get out the hole and keep on running and not turn back and try to help that other person out, okay? He'll leave y'all asses stranded. That's what it is, because he's all for himself. Now, I was seeing comments. Now, let's say this is true, because we see some of the friends post and basically say that the motherfucker's a racist and all this shit. He's Dominican. And I hate to say this. But he's a Dominican. And he's a fair-skinned Dominican at that. Light-skinned. You know. And either way, you're still Afro-Dominican. You still got African blood in your ass. In your ancestry and your DNA and all of that stuff. Okay? He basically said, without saying from where everybody said, me no black, me Dominican. They were saying allegedly that he's a Trumper too. I was like, oh, well, I mean, that tracks. Here's the thing. I also was seeing people saying, now, how can you be with somebody and don't really like them and be racist and allow people to talk? It happens all the time. Okay? Colorism exists. And again, if you are having ulterior motives, yes, it happens. And I gave an example of a couple of seasons on Love and Marriage, not Love and Marriage, but Love and Hip Hop, Miami. Amara La Negra. Mind you, these are two Dominican people. Not African American or Black American and a Dominican. This is two Dominican people, but two different skin tones of Dominican people. Amara La Negra, beautiful. Beautiful dark skin. Her baby daddy, light skin. Fair skin. He's still brown. Bitch is still a nigga. Okay, that's just really what it is, right? You liked her enough to be around her, to cheat on your wife with her, to have her thinking that y'all was going to be in a long-term relationship, to get her pregnant, only for y'all to break up, and then y'all get into it, and then it comes out that you basically said you don't like black girls, dark-skinned women like that. You don't like them, okay? You'll never be with them, which she is, and she's the mother of your children, your twin daughters. And then, as y'all get into an argument, you say something with your black ass. Nobody wants your black ass. Bitch, you might as well just call her an N-word with a hard ER. Okay? That's just what it is. It's colorism in that case. In this case, that's racism. Okay? And my whole thing is, while I feel like it's messed up what happened to put somebody, like you literally played on somebody's affections, you played on somebody's feelings, that's very diabolical to do. But also, I'm not surprised. I'm not tore up about it because I don't know these people. And again, what I keep on thinking in my head is, y'all met on a fucking game show. A dating game show. That at the end of it, you want to have the premise that you're trying to find love, but it's really you want to win the money at the end. Because I didn't even know it was a money component until I started watching it this season. I said, oh, that's what it is? Well, bitch, if that's the case, I'm going to come on some shit and I'm going to fake some shit too. We can fake this shit, bitch, at the end of the day. Because listen, let's be 100% real. Okay? Ain't nobody really, really fucking, I don't believe that shit. We not catching no goddamn feelings for real. On no damn dating show, and we only seen each other for 2 weeks, and within 2 weeks I'm saying I love you, bitch, get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry, I don't believe the shit. So all this Love Island shit, I don't believe none of it. These dating shit, the Love is Blind stuff, I don't believe none of it until they actually have been together for more than a year. They're starting families and all of that shit. I don't believe, especially when it's, No. So I'm like, what the fuck do you expect? What do you expect? Baby, don't put me on no show because I can't do it. I can't have that shit, baby. I get on there and fake that shit. If it's a money component to it, yeah, I will fucking lie too. But then I'll let that shit go once it's over. I'm not finna keep on putting up the front to it. You know what I'm saying? That's where he fucked up at. If you knew you didn't like this girl, why you playing her like that? That's just disgusting. That's disgusting as fuck. Had that lady liking her, liking you and all that shit. Y'all gotta get up out of these goddamn game shows. Y'all too heavily invested. It's too. This shouldn't be that big of a news. It really, it was all over the social medias. And when I say the social medias, even on the goddamn blogs. I said, what the fuck? I ain't never seen these people on the fucking Shade Room or the Neighborhood Talk. Why y'all on here? It's a little bit much. It's a little bit much. But I guess y'all can get y'all opinion. I spoke about it. Maverick City. Let's talk about this for a second. Are y'all alright? And I remember, and I'm glad that it's actually getting a lot of traction these days. Because it was actually a few days ago. And I had tweeted about it. I actually came across the video on TikTok. And you know how when they're promoting a podcast or an episode or something, whatever, and they do a condensed version for promo, and that's literally what I saw. Whoever this person was that was interviewing, I guess he is the co-founder of Maverick City, the gospel group that's always with Kirk Franklin and them or whatever. Yeah. The video started off with this guy saying, I told y'all that I always had this feeling that Maverick City was not a real gospel group that was like for black folks. They're anti-black, allegedly, because their target audience and it's on purpose is for white people. I was like, what? I never would have thought that. Maybe I don't listen to the music, but every time I see them, they on black stages. So I'm like, huh? And then the promo clip shows for this podcast interview with the co-founder of Maverick City. And when I tell you, the way that he was sitting up there talking was not like he was a man of God. Not like he even stepped into... Imagine, I don't go to church. I'm not religious like that. Okay? But I'm respectful. And the way that... And I know how some people who actually go to church and how they are revered and how they speak highly of it, or, you know, they speak with some couth and respect or whatever when it comes to religion sometimes, right? The way he was sitting there talking was like he was a hustler. Like some like... Oh, this just a good come up. You know, I gotta get a little ends and all this shit. It wasn't no respect there. It was just like, it's something to do. You know what I'm saying? He basically said, you know, because he was asked the question about, what did you think of the state of gospel music or something like that? And he basically said he thought the shit was stale. Literally, that's what he was like. He was like, I thought it was stale. You know, all of this over singing. Don't nobody want to hear no over singing and all these runs or whatever. You know, don't nobody want to hear all of that shit. Basically, that's why when we put the music out, I knew the white people would get it. I said, oh, okay, so that's your target audience. Then it went on to say that he's a Trump supporter, a proud Trump supporter. Thank you for that PPP loan. And shout him out and all that shit. And I said, ugh. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, whoa. Now, when it comes to, now let me tell you something. This is coming from a person, no shade. This is coming from a person who don't go to church, don't listen to gospel music. Only time I listen to gospel music is if it's on a TV program, if it's on a BT award show or whatever, you know, or if it just randomly come on a station that I'm actually listening to, or in a shuffle or something like that. I never purchased a gospel album. Do I know gospel artists? Have I heard their music or whatever? Yes. And the ones that I've heard that I actually kind of like the Yolanda Adams and the peoples like that, the Clark sisters, them some motherfucking singers, okay? Because I love a singing person. I'm sorry to be cussing talking about these church people, but I love a singing person, not a singer with a A-E-R, okay? That's what I'm talking about, you know? I love a good run. You know what I'm saying? I love a good choir. Okay? I love all of that. I really feel like if I was into gospel, I would be the person that's going to listen to the old school. Fuck all this new school. Like, if you're gospel, I don't want your gospel music, even though I know you got to come up with the times and all that stuff, and you feel like you got to do what you got to do to reach a younger generation and all this stuff and to get the people back or whatever, if that's the case. I don't need your gospel music to be sounding like the hip hop music and the R&B music that I'm listening to. The secular music that y'all not supposed to be listening to, allegedly. Right? I don't need it to be sounding like that. Give me that good old school gospel shit, okay? Give me the hard singing. Give me the runs, all right? I love that. Mind you, I don't even listen to it, but when I hear it, it hits me. It hits me and I love it. It's impactful. But you got the nerve to say that don't nobody want that? Oh my God. That's just like when the people said the attention span for people when it comes to music and these songs are so short, and that's why we only get like at the maximum for some of these songs 3 minutes. I was like, that is really and to be so proud of this. He sound like a hustler. Like he's really not into the church. He sound like he never stepped foot in the church. Don't really listen to gospel music at all to even know what the hell he's talking about. And I'm like, dude, the other members or the actual members that's on the stage singing and doing all this shit, do they agree with you and know that you doing up here saying all this shit? That was like, and let me just tell you this. I'm pretty sure a lot of these gospel artists and Christian folks, black ones especially, they're Trump voters too. The people were saying CeCe Winans too. I was like, oh, what? They said, yeah. I don't know that, but I wouldn't be surprised because the way she was with Whitney told me a lot. Mm-hmm. This is really good. It's called Slate. This is my first time having it. It's a protein shake. Okay. You know, because I'm trying to get my protein in. My doctor said I need to have 80 grams of protein. I said, what the fuck? She told me this on Monday. I said 80. That's the last time you said 60. What the fuck are you talking about? Why you keep going up and up and up? But all right. But yeah, tell me what your thoughts on that. Y'all like the traditional or y'all like, you know, the new age, or y'all like a mixture? I can understand if you like a mixture, because some of it do be going. But I really would prefer, if I was into gospel music, for it to sound like gospel music, not today music. I don't, girl, I maybe because I love singers. Okay, I love a good run, a good high note. Baby, run on the track when it makes sense. Don't give me Avery Wilson. No shade to him, but y'all know he'll throw a run every other goddamn word, and I'll be like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Okay? But yeah, tell me how you feel about that. Was y'all watching the Stud Buds when they was doing the All-Star games for the WNBA? Now let me tell you something. This is one of those situations where you have a good thing and you about to mess it up. You mess it up real quick. The Stud Buds consist of, you know, WNBA basketball players, Courtney Williams and what's her name? Natisha? Is it Natisha? Or Natasha? Natisha. Anyway, they had a live stream going, Twitch, I think it was on Twitch or whatever, for that whole weekend for the WNBA All-Star that was out here in Indianapolis and all that shit, right? Okay, cool. And it was a good time. I ain't even gonna hold you. Baby, I don't watch the basketball like that, right? I know what's going on, but I don't watch the basketball like a lot of people be doing. Like, my timeline this how I know game is going on, because my timeline is filled with it, right? Because I follow people that is very much into it. So that's where I get a lot of my shit from. But I was watching the clips, you know, keeping up with a lot of stuff. It was a good, fun time. Everybody was talking about it, right? Meanwhile, I seen some people say, oh, I really feel like if this does crash and burn, it's going to be because of them. And sure enough, and mainly Courtney, sure enough, I don't even think it was a week later, you got Dave Portnoy from, is it Portnoy or Portnoy? Girl, either fucking way. The nigga from the white guy from Barstool Sports, right? He has such a hatred, a deep hatred for Angel Reese, and he's such a big Caitlin Clark fan. And it's okay, in my opinion, if you don't like certain, people, whatever. But when it comes off that it's so deep of a hatred that, like, why do you hate this person? And especially, people, they always try to, and I be seeing these tweets, and they try to, when people try to basically say, don't bring race into it, you can't help but bring race into it because that's exactly how it looks. And why do you hate this person so bad? Okay? And, he gives those vibes, right? And so he's a very negative and disgusting person. And he's always pitting like black women against, or white women against black women, and putting down the black women, because this is also the same person who talks so disgustingly about Beyonce and just to elevate Taylor Swift. Oh yeah, I saw all that shit, right? And so to hear his name being brought up because he all of a sudden tweeting about how he loved what was going on with the stud buds and all this stuff and woo, giving them compliments and all of that. And then basically them inviting him onto the show and saying, if you want to come, be our guest. And so, of course, they had immediate backlash because, one, you were kicking it multiple times throughout the whole the live stream for that weekend with Angel Reese. This is a person that has, like I said, a deep hatred for this girl, this young 23-year-old girl who has done nothing to no one, okay? And you are saying that you are really good friends with her, you got her and all this stuff, whatever, so you're going to bring somebody that's onto your show that has this deep-seated, one-sided hatred, beef with her, and you think that, oh, it's okay to bring him on because we're going to ask him about that, we're going to check him about that and all that shit or whatever. But then he sees the backlash and all of that stuff, and he comments on it like, what the fuck y'all gonna do? Oh, because I hate that girl. Oh, what the fuck y'all gonna do? It was something like, nah, I'm still gonna do it, so what, you can't do shit about it. And I'm like, really? This is the type of shit that you want to invite on your platform? And then it was the doubling down on it again, not hearing what your viewers and the people that made your Twitch stream the way that it was are saying. And now you're losing followers, or you're losing people that was probably subscribed and going to buy your merchandise and all that stuff because of your stance on it, and blocking people that basically trying to educate you as to why this is not a good idea. And I just feel like they don't even have the capacity to even have that type of conversation with a person like him. And it's like, what are you doing this for? You're doing this for the money. That's just what it is. You're motivated by money. You have this big dude who can bring a bigger crowd, and for what? For what? What is it going to cost? So you want that type of crowd to watch you? No. That's why I say not all money is good money, okay? You got to make better decisions. You crashed and burned your shit before it can fully get up off the ground. All over this? No. We'll see, though. Y'all watched it. I ain't even gonna lie. That shit was a good time, though. And that's why when I saw all of this controversy, I said, no, don't fuck it up. Because it was really good. It was really good. It was a nice time. Giselle and Wendy gonna make some appearances on the soap opera Beyond the Gates. With all the shit that's going on with CBS Paramount, I really hope, I know Beyond the Gates got renewed for season 2. That's my show. I really hope that it don't get the axe for season 3. With all this bullshit that has been going on, listen, I ain't got time for it. But yeah, Wendy and Giselle from Real Housewives of Potomac, they supposed to be, and yes, before somebody say, why you say Potomac and it's really Potomac? I know how you pronounce it. I'm saying it like that on purpose, okay? Don't take stuff so serious. But yeah, they supposed to be making a little appearance on there. It just reminded me like on the first episode when Karen was on there. Y'all, Karen been up in jail this whole time. What? She missed the whole Cowboy Carter tour. That's at least 3 months right there. Oh, Karen. Oh, you guys don't drink and drive. Anyway, Sky Jackson baby daddy got arrested for burglarizing somebody's home, taking money and jewelry. They said took over $10,000 worth of items that were stolen from a home. Mind you, they said it was cash, jewelry, and firearms. He was arrested on the 20th, booked with a separate, in connection to a separate robbery. A separate robbery. Bitch, that happened. This is so crazy. When getting a Y, I hate the word YN or the letters YN because I know what it stands for. But sometimes some of these motherfuckers really just be acting like that. And that's just what it is. Listen, you got, and I know they say you choose better the person that you're supposed to be with or whatever. And you lay down and procreate with or whatever. And then sometimes it's like, well, they present one way. You look at this motherfucker. Don't judge a book by its cover. You looked at this motherfucker and you knew that he was trouble. Okay? He already had another baby mama. He already had an arrest record. Okay? He had a fucking warrant out for his arrest. He had to do house arrest for that. You get off. Now you committed burglary and all this shit. So now you're about to really go back to jail. Okay? No, they ain't finna give you no goddamn probation. They ain't finna give you no fucking house arrest. They finna put your ass in jail. Okay? Mind you, she already got the restraining order against him because she said that he was abusive. And I 100% believe that shit. Alright? Bitch. Embarrassing. Just embarrassing. Okay? Cute baby, but stupid ass baby daddy. Anyway, moving on from that, Tyrese, baby, we haven't heard anything really about Tyrese, and I'm surprised I haven't seen nobody put nothing in the blogs about him responding to his ex-wife situation drama that's happening now. Again, Samantha said she wants him to be held in contempt because he has yet to pay her legal fees, all right, from their divorce. He owed $492,651.99. Bitch, round that shit up to a even number. The fuck a 99 cent. Put another penny on that bitch, okay? Stop playing. And basically said they have been trying to get this man to pay. This is the fourth motion that they have filed requesting that he go ahead and fucking pay this shit. And now they want him to spend at least 20 days up in jail. Okay, so that he can get the message. It's given very much. Y'all remember that whole situation with Tierra Marie when her ex put that sex tape out of them, and then 50 Cent shared it or some shit like that, and then she sued all of them, but then for some reason, which I feel like that was kind of fucked up that she didn't win, basically he won and she had to she got sentenced basically to pay his legal fees. It was like $35,000. That girl ain't paid that shit yet. It's giving very much that. It's giving very much that. You know, damn Tyrese, you ain't broke. You just cheap as shit because you just feel like she don't deserve that stuff. Okay, it ain't the child support. It's what the judge gave you. You willing to go to jail for this shit? You ready to go to jail for this shit? Pay that money. Speaking of paying the money, Sharon Sharp paid that lady $23 million allegedly. Girl, that little girl had sued him for $50 million for sexual abuse and all this other shit, right? Mind you, I feel no feelings for this man. Like, I don't feel sorry for him at all because at the end of the day, you did this to yourself at your big grown age. And this is what we talk about when it comes to the age gap shit. Again, she was 19 when you met her. You're grown. You were 50 something already. Ain't he 57 now? She's 21, I believe, now. So you met her when she was 19 years old. What the fuck do you and her got in common? And so now, because she like a little, rough and BDSM type of stuff, she used that against your ass, that you was, talking to her bad and all that shit, sued your ass for $50 million, and then you tried to say, oh, hell no, this ain't gonna happen or whatever, she like a rough and all this stuff, woo, woo, woo. Girl, you wind up settling out of court. And allegedly they said that it was $23 million that she got from that 50. Mind you, this a cheap bastard. This a motherfucker that wouldn't pay no more than $30,000 for his daughter's wedding. Okay? And did some other cheap ass, flaw ass shit. And now you gotta get this lady $23 million? What? Or some type of millions of dollars. You giving her a grip to the point that the lady said, hey guys, it's been real. I ain't gotta do OnlyFans no more. Okay? Cause she good. She comfortable now. That is so fucked up. That is so fucked up. And then it caused you to lose, allegedly, your position at ESPN. They put him on leave when all this came out because, one, that's an embarrassment. Two, if you really did do this, this is fucked up and you deserve whatever consequence come to it. But it's a stain on the company. You're representing the company, too, on your off time and your professional time. Okay? Y'all have to understand that. When y'all work for these big corporations and stuff like that, you have to be a decent person through and through because you represent that company on your off time, your personal time, and on your professional time, okay? And so that's why a lot of people be getting in trouble when they do shit like this, right? Because it look bad for the company, you know. They put you on leave, and now I'm hearing, allegedly, I don't know if they confirmed this, that he has now been fired from ESPN. Can somebody confirm that? Damn. That's crazy. Now you got us that podcast with what, Ocho Cinco? But then again, you got the whole, you know, his little talk show, whatever that he do with the interviewing, you know, Club Shay Shay. Please change that name. I'm sorry. Please change that name. But what are we supposed to say to that? Listen, I was over it when that whole thing happened when Michelle and him was on that Instagram live that accidentally went live and they was Michelle. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. He did that shit on purpose. I don't give a fuck what you gotta say. You cannot accidentally go live. You cannot accidentally go live like that. It's not like a butt dial, bitch. Okay? And these days, you can't even do a butt dial that way. Can people still do butt dials? No, yes, you can do a butt dial because I actually did a butt dial, to be quite honest, with my watch. Butt dial and actually text somebody too. But bitch, you cannot go live like that. It's too many steps that you gotta go through. There's a couple of steps that you gotta go through to go live. You did this shit on purpose. Okay? But all right, Shanny. Another big controversy. Another controversy was about this whole Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad, you know, and now the White House is involved. Oh my God, they're trying to say this is what the liberals do, whatever. They're getting their feelings and all this stuff, whatever. Listen. When I first heard of the goddamn, and if you don't know who Sydney Sweeney is, if you watch Euphoria, she's Cassidy, I believe. Okay, the one that was fucking old girl ex-boyfriend. But yeah, the abuser. Okay, so basically, I was like, what is the big deal? I mean, it was just going, like, the people were going ham on her on TikTok. And so I finally looked at it and I was just like, oh. Now, this was intentional. And when people do this stuff and, okay, like, y'all been around for a minute and y'all literally be like, this is the best that we can come up with, and y'all said, okay, go ahead, let's run that. It's a company that's, you know, jeans. All right. It wasn't so much about her putting on display about jeans. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens, you know? But it was basically everything that she was saying or was being made to say, the script, about how, you know, eugenics come into play. And basically how her genes are superior and they gave her blue eyes and shit like that. What does that sound like to you? Sound like a certain type of propaganda that happened during World War III. I mean, two. Well, shit, bitch. Look at me predicting the future. But yeah, it sounds like something that we've heard before. You know, blonde hair, blue eyes, good genes, and all that shit. And I said, who the fuck told y'all to put this out here and said, go ahead and put it to the flow? They probably didn't think that people was gonna catch it. They probably and probably would come out and say, it wasn't our intent. But come on, this day everybody gets sensitive. But that was just so blatant. Okay, that was so blatant. And I was just like, what? I just like when you hear stuff. And I feel like they got somebody that was young and ain't gonna look too deep into stuff. Mind you, this girl has tied to MAGA. Yeah, like her family or something that was at a MAGA party and all this shit or whatever. So I just feel like, especially if the people that you still associate with is doing all this shit, you the same way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm pretty sure she didn't know about it. And she said, fuck, let's just go ahead, and didn't think that people would catch on because, you know, they probably was trying. You know, when they try to get like a younger actress or a younger person to be the face of something, they're going for a specific type of crowd, the young crowd. And you forget that this day and age, Gen Z is just not sitting here and just letting things slide. You know what I'm saying? They thinking too. They one of the main ones that be doing a lot of this, you know, protesting and all this shit. But you also got the millennials and, you know, the other generations that, like, are quick with it, too. They like, bitch, I see what the fuck is going on. So, yeah, I get the controversy. Are they going to come out and say something? Probably not. But, hey, it is what it is. Y'all put your shit out there. Just in case, since we've been talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, we talked about Karen, we talked about Giselle, we talked about Mia, we talked about Wendy. Let's bring up Katie Ross, okay? Katie. Crazy Katie. I don't even want to say that because she literally is like bipolar or something like that. She popped back up with a picture of some frumpy looking white man who she said was the love of her life. And they just got married. She said, I got married on July 10th to the love of my life. Prior to our marriage, I had a slight manic episode. It's been handled, and he encouraged me to get help and also to stay off of social media. So why are you telling us on social media? Didn't he just tell you to stay off of social media? Okay. So I committed to that, and I'm back. But now I'm back, bitch. Okay. Healthy, happy, married to a good man. You know what, Katie? Congratulations. Congratulations, okay? Congratulations to you. Mary J. Blige is fighting back against Misha Hilton. Okay. Remember that she filed that lawsuit against her, basically saying that Mary J. Blige was trying to stop Vado, the rapper Vado, and his album release and all this shit or whatever, and she's suing her for probably like $5 million and all this shit. Basically, she calling the stuff meritless. Said that the bitch is betraying her, doing all this shit for attention and publicity for drama. That's just what it is. I really feel so like 2025 has been a year of the friendship breakups. Two big ones, this one and then Portia and Shamir. That is really disgusting and really sad because I do not like seeing people, especially, and this ain't no friendship breakup that's, you know, 2 years, 5 years, or whatever. No, bitch, these motherfucking friendships be like decades in the making. And y'all letting money and other people influence get in. Oh, this is so sad. I don't like that. Fix it. But listen, bitch, you sue me, ain't no fixing it. We ain't going back. All right, you burned all those bridges, bitch. Okay, it's over. It's done with. It's cut. It's cut. All right. And speaking of somebody that's in jail now, Gilbert Arenas. Okay, I don't like him. So you know, it's what it is. Former NBA player was arrested earlier on the 30th. It's the day the 30th. Yeah, that's today. Today is the 30th. He was arrested earlier with 5 other men for allegedly running an illegal gambling business from his mansion in Los Angeles. Okay? They said that he had one of his accomplices stage the property, found others to host the illegal high-stake poker games, and collect rent on his behalf. He has been charged with 1 count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business, 1 count of operating an illegal gambling business. What? That's twice. That's the same thing. So he got charged with that twice. And 1 count of making false statements to investigators. They are, and the other men's facing similar charges, and they will be arraigned sometime today. Girl, everybody getting in trouble. I be trying to do that slick shit. Who the fuck? Like, I be thinking somebody got to be on the inside that snitch, okay? Because how they be finding this shit out? How you find out that somebody is doing this inside their home? Okay? Somebody had to have snitch. Who the fuck he done? Well, it's Gilbert Arenas. He probably pissed off a whole bunch of people and they ain't telling who snitched on his ass, and they came up in there and said, "We got you, bitch." All right? Girl, everybody is crazy these days. What the hell? What the hell? This week has been weird. I ain't even gonna hold you. It has been a weird, wild week, okay? But hey, oh yeah, Tory Lanez got a new hearing date. It's gonna be August 18th for those that care. I don't, but hey, it is what it is. I want to just mention it before somebody say, "Oh, you didn't mention it." I did. You know, and we already knew that it was appeals, okay? And he's granted, and that's his right to appeal, and he's exercising that right. So I don't feel, you know, it is what it is. That's what we knew that was gonna happen, right? It's gonna be August 18th. So you know, God damn, the fuck. That was just so, I don't know what that was. I forgot I was on camera. Bitch. It was bothering me so bad. I had to tell. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is going on? Let me see if it's something else I ain't talking about before I get up here. Oh yeah, and I meant to put this at the beginning, but if hopefully you make it to the end, and if you do, shout out to Tanea from BStan87 YouTube account, Tiffany and Tanea. She just had her baby. She just had her baby the other day. Congratulations, mama. She looks so cute. She's so pretty. Wow. Bitch, I need to be somebody auntie. I need to listen, like I said, I don't want kids, but I want to be an auntie. I want to be an auntie. That's what I want. Okay. Oh yeah, Tyler Perry, stop playing. Cause if you're not gonna do it, don't. He put up "Why Did I Get Married Again?" written by Tyler Perry, table draft. Now, we've been asking for a third movie this whole time. You've been giving us everything else in betwixt but what we actually asked for. Because I'm going to tell you this. That Madea movie, the last one, Final Destination, Wedding Destination or whatever, terrible. Terrible. And usually I could sit and stomach a Madea movie. One thing about it, it's going to make me laugh. I did not laugh not one fucking time throughout that movie. I sat here like this. And at one point, I got the speed and put it on 1.5. And then I went on ahead and put it on 2 times speed. Just to make it through. That's how over it and unfunny and just, I didn't understand the plot. So the girl had to get married just so that she can get $1 million from the ex-husband or the soon-to-be ex-husband. That shit, whatever, I don't even think that's really the goddamn plot. It just didn't make fucking sense and it wasn't funny to me. Could have been funny to y'all. Well, it just wasn't funny to me, okay? And I love a good Madea movie. I really do. Because the Homecoming movie, bitch, that shit was funny, okay? Even though I seen the play twice in person, all right? The movie, seen it a few times, okay? And I liked it. It's funny. It was funny. This one, absolutely not. I don't say that much about Madea movies. Tyler Perry movies, sure. But Madea movies, no. Okay? And there is a difference. We already know. Now, sir, you want to put this up here, and we've been saying this, and then I know I seen something a while ago saying, I don't know why I keep on asking about this, because it's not going to happen. So now you want to put this up here, and you want to tease us and say, why did I get married again? Bitch, I mean, sir, let me tell you something. I know you're going through what you're going through, and you're trying to work through it, okay? Because a person like me ain't forget. Everybody else probably might have forgotten and put all that shit to the side, but I ain't. All right, what's going on with that lawsuit? Okay? But, hey, why did I get married again? If it does not have the original cast, we ain't got Angela Marcus. We ain't got Terry and, what the fuck was her name? Diane. We ain't got Pat. Well, I was about to say Pat and Gavin, but Gavin is in the urn. What the fuck? What the fuck? We ain't got them. You keep it. You keep it. Okay? And when I say those characters, I mean the actors and actresses that played them as well. Including yourself, okay? Because you actually did do good up in there. You know, I stomached you up in there. But if you ain't got some other people, I don't want it, baby. I don't want it. And giving Pat, I don't know, should Pat have another man? I feel like Pat probably should be with a bitch. I mean, I'm sorry. Be with a woman or be single, okay? Because that's the dominance that Pat was giving. I just know Pat was going over Gavin, okay? Just telling him what to do and everything. And at one point, he probably liked it. He probably loved it. You know what I'm saying? But then it came to a point where it was like, you know what, bitch? Absolutely not. You know, because Janet didn't got down the size, right? Janet looking good, bitch, okay? Janet been looking good, you know. Janet was on my shit list for a second. Y'all already know why, okay? But I would be here for it. I would be here for it. But anyway, what he say? I'm just gonna sit this right here. Anyway, you guys, thank you as always for tuning in, for looking, especially if you made it to the end, okay? Y'all got a few days to catch. Y'all got a whole week to watch this shit, okay? You know, thank you for supporting always. I appreciate it greatly. And I pray and hope that you guys have a wonderful week, or the rest of your week is wonderful, and your weekend is even better. I really do. If you're going through some things, I hope you get through it. I really do. We all going through some shit, and we can all need each other. So, you know, we all gonna make it through, bitch. We gonna make it through. Okay, y'all have a good time. And I'll see y'all later. Peace. I need an outro, bitch. That'd be cute. Bitch. I really need an intro, too. I want to change my intro up. And I want anybody... I should have put this in the beginning. Baby, shit just be coming to me. If you know how to do intros and outros, and you feel like you can help me out, original, you know what I'm saying? Nothing that can be copyrighted or whatever, original shit. Hit me up. And if it's a price to it, yeah, hit me up so we can talk. Hit me up, we can talk. All right? My information is in the more info box, comment box, and all that shit. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace, y'all.